Systems can only function if there's a process in place. The only reason why the earth keeps spinning around and around and around and around is because it has its own gravitational force, and then we have the gravitational force of what? The sun. So that gravitational force of the sun, this is not a geography class. The gravitational force of the sun actually keeps the earth in place, while its own gravitational force doesn't allow it to fly out. So there's always that push and pull motion there, and that's what's keeping us in place. If those processes, those day-to-day tasks are not aligned properly, you're going to have a problem. Your mindset must align to the success that you want to see, must align to the systems that you want to see, must align to the processes that run those systems. If your day-to-day is not aligned with the process, then the systems will crash. So people always say things like, oh, if there's a good system, you will find your results. And I say no. You might have good systems, you might have good people, but if those people are not adhering to the processes, are not committing their day-to-day, get up, sit down to doing those processes the way they should, the systems will fail. So yes, you can have good systems and good people and they still fail because processes have not been clearly aligned and people are not sticking with it. Secondly, you can actually have bad people in good systems, and because there's a process, they don't have a choice but to align. And that's where key performance indicators come in. If you are not hitting your key performance indicators time and time again, you're not checking those boxes, then you really are not functioning within the processes. And so because people see that the system might fail, you might get knocked off. Okay, just letting you know. You might have great people and the systems are great, the processes are great, but then there's no reflection and there is no checks in place. Again, then that's a problem because people may slack off when nobody's really checking what I'm doing. I'm just on my own. So yes, so there must always be measurements in place. There must always be checks. There must always be a reflective process. All right, so all of these things, the people, the processes, and the systems all work together, must actually work together in a harmonious sync to make things work. Okay, so don't be so quick to be dismissive of all the systems that have been put in place or all the day-to-day things that you've been told to do. Remember, it's you, the person, your processes, the day-to-day tactics, the day-to-day things that you're doing that feeds into that huge, amazing system, which then produces the results that we want to see. So if there's a failure in one of these, then we will not see the end result. So it's people, it's processes, it's systems, then we see the results. But remember, if your processes are and you have your key performance indicators, if you have a wrong team member or staff who's not pulling their weight, it will show. Which is why it's always great, have the systems, but clearly define those systems. Clearly define what should be done, how it should be done, why it should be done, and what people should be doing, all right? And then hold people accountable to them. I hope that has helped today.